Hello, welcome to my review on Cedar Point. It's an amusement park by Cedar Fair Entertainment LLC. It's the capital of them. They also do other parks like Kings Island, Carowinds, Knott's Berry Farm, and Michigan Adventure. And there's more to say, but yeah, there's more than that. But etc. Basically, if you've never been to Cedar Point, I'm biased, but is my favorite amusement park. So in this video, I will be ranking my favorites in the park. I've been there, I don't know how many times. I worked there for one summer as a lifeguard. So every day I got a time off, like a day off, I would be riding the rides in the amusement park. So this is my list. Just FYI, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you could look into it. But if you are planning a trip, this is for your information. So what I think is the best rides and the ones you should be getting on if you go there. And for the roller coaster enthusiasts to know my opinion on things, I like very, very fast rides. I like aggressive rides. I like feeling uncomfortable getting on a ride for the first time. That is my style and that's my taste. So just to start it off, I'm going to do my top 10. So at number 10, I have Max Air. Believe it or not, it is not even a roller coaster. It is a flat ride. It is a thrill ride. Max Air, just to talk about it, I think the reason why I did number 10 is because I used to never like it when I was little. I was very, very skeptical of very spinny rides, and I thought it would have been really dizzy to get on it. I do not like being nauseous, but I finally got on it one time, and I just love that. I love the feeling of almost going upside down on it when you're on the outside going out. So basically, when it comes to the full height and you're outside, you're basically almost upside down. So, and you don't get that sick. If you go on it maybe twice, you might start feeling kind of gross, but the reason why I like it is you get so much tummy tickles in it, and that's one thing I like about roller coasters is a feeling of kind of lightness, like you're not even in the seat, if that makes sense. That's basically why I put it on number 10, basically beating other rides like the old wooden ones and maybe the less popular steel ones like Iron Dragon or Rugger. At number 9, I have Gatekeeper. Gatekeeper used to be, I think, higher, but now I rank it kind of lower, at least on my opinion, like my scale. This is my scale. But Gatekeeper is just not as smooth as I remember it. The last time I rode it was pretty bumpy. But other than that, it's a great ride. It's more tame for like the people that aren't as crazy as me. I think it is one of the most tamest rides. It does inversions and it's still tame. The first drop is amazing, and yeah, that's number 9. Not much else to say about it. It is a really cool wing coaster. I haven't been on much, and I think Gatekeeper's like the only one I've really been on that is a wing coaster. So, at number 8, I have Val Raven. 8, you might think Val Raven might be a little higher on other people's scales, but Val Raven just does not do it for me. It is higher than Gatekeeper because it is more exhilarating, and I think with the 90-degree drop at the start, and it teases you at the top for maybe a good 3 seconds, and then it drops you. Other than that, the first hill, the first inversion is the best part of the ride. Other than that, I think the rest is kind of garbage. It's not that exciting after the first drop, and yeah, it doesn't live to expectation. You would think Cedar Point coming out with a new baddie, the biggest dive coaster, would shock the world. But yeah, I guess it just spells Ohio. Here's a picture of it spelling Ohio, which is kind of cool. But other than that, it is not the best. But I'll rank it at number 8. Number 7, I have Magnum XL 200, being the world's first tallest steel roller coaster at 200 feet high. Magnum, the reason why I ranked that one at 7, higher than Val Raven, is just how much of a shocker it is to most. It's just so underrated that it makes it good. Like, it's such an old ride, but it gives you so much airtime towards the end. A great first drop. Like, you do not underestimate this old ride. It might be old, but it's still really, really good. Number 6 is the second flat ride, and I believe this is probably Cedar Point's hidden gem in the back of the park. It is Skyhawk. Skyhawk is a huge swing, and all you get is a seat. I don't even know. Yeah, you just have the lap bar with a buckle. So you put the lap bar, you lock it in, and then you do a little buckle on the side, and that's all you get. And you're almost going upside down on this thing. This ride is actually scary. Like, if I'm gonna say like all the rides are not that scary, this one is probably one of the scariest because you're basically going upside down, like you're almost gonna come off the ride. So this ride is such a hidden gem. Like, you'll never hear someone like other than maybe a couple more. That ride is probably the hidden gem and is best by far the best thrill ride they have, flat ride they have in the park. Number 5, we're coming into the baddies now. This is the top 5. These are the best rides. And yes, this is a spoiler, they're all roller coasters. All right, so top 5. We have number 5. I have a Millennium Force, which is probably one of the contenders that you would ask any other Cedar Point fan. That would probably be either their second favorite, third favorite, or even fourth. But I'm landing it right on 5. The reason for this is because after the first drop, the speed of the ride is the only thing I like. I don't get anything else out of this ride. It is definitely getting old. The last time I rode it, I'm starting to kind of feel some shakes in parts where it just doesn't feel right. And it's still, although it's still going to be, I'm going to hold it near and dear to my heart. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to hurt any CP fans' hearts. I don't want to break your heart, but the ride is just not for me. It is fast, it is tall, and that is it. It does a bit of airtime, but the airtime, in my opinion, is very tame. Like, if I'm gonna give you a spoiler. The one that is going to be higher than this is the airtime I look for, and that feeling that just gets me going. Like, just a Millennium Force. Great ride, but it's number 5. It is definitely a pretty ride, so ride it at night. Just see that thing at night. It's probably the best looking ride at night and the best looking ride at night in the park. So that's what I'll say about Millennium Force. At number 4, I have Raptor. Raptor is one of my favorites. I just love this ride. It's only like 100, maybe 170 feet up in the sky. It's not that tall, but it's definitely a badass inverted roller coaster. It is from the start to finish. It just does not stop. This ride is probably one of the older inverted rides in the world. It just feels like it never stops, and it just keeps going. The speed never fails on this ride. Even when you go into the brake run that kind of pauses the ride, it still goes after that. It still pounds you with G-forces at the end. With the double helix, the G-forces are amazing. So if you're a roller coaster fan, or if you just like feeling pushed into your seat, this is definitely a ride for you. And then there's Raptor coming at number 4. At number 3, I have Maverick. Maverick is definitely a smaller ride. So you would never really see it from the coastline when you're looking at from like maybe downtown Sandusky. If you go there, you'll see Cedar Point, but you might not even see Maverick, because Maverick is definitely a smaller roller coaster. But why I have it at number 3 is because it is just a wild ride. It is definitely a nice ride. Launches you up a hill with I think it does an electric lift hill. So you go up this hill really fast, and then you hit a more than 90 degree drop, and you just go down through these turns. You are sharp turning this whole thing, and then you go into a tunnel where you get launched out of that too. It's just such a wild ride. You're like, you don't even know what's going on sometimes. That's what I love about this ride. It's just such a wild ride. And they replaced the shoulder harness from the first time I rode it. It was very rough. If you had your head in the wrong space around these turns, you'd be banging your head against that rough, old shoulder restraints they used to have. But now they replaced it with it kind of looks like backpack straps, and you buckle it in the middle of your chest, and then you have the one that is kind of around you and holds your legs in. And it's definitely smoother now. You don't bang your head at all on this ride, but great ride. You gotta ride it. It might be a long wait. I must inform you, it's probably the most popular ride at Cedar Point. is Maverick at number 3. At number 2, this is my second favorite. It's just a ride that changed my life on liking roller coaster. It is Top Thrill Dragster. Top Thrill Dragster is the first. It was the first fastest and tallest roller coaster ever made in the world. And it just is the best. I've never been on King to Caw, so any roller coaster enthusiast that are watching this or just seeing this, I have never been on King to Caw, but I have heard that the shoulder restraints on that ride kind of restrict the experience of the ride, and it is very, very bumpy in the launch, which is faster than Top Thrills. But Top Thrill Dragster, I just love that you only have a seatbelt and a lap bar, and you're going 0 to 120 miles per hour in only 3.6 seconds or so, and you go high. You go 420 feet in the sky, and then you come back down and you're already done. You don't even know what's going on. You'll be waiting maybe 30 minutes in line, and you get off this thing like, what did I just ride? Did we just ride a roller coaster? Because that's what just happens. And the best part about this ride is just you waiting for the thing to launch you, and it just keeps going. It just feels like it's the longest wait. You're like, when is it gonna go? When is it gonna go? And then you go. When you go, you'll feel the G's hitting you. Oh my gosh, is it the best feeling? And when you get off this ride, at least when the first time I've ever been on it, I thought I was like on an adrenaline rush because I just went straight for the line again, and I rode it again. So this ride is definitely an awesome ride. It is definitely short. So some people might rank other roller coasters higher, maybe Raptor, maybe Millennium over Top Thrill Dragster, but this Top Thrill Dragster, just that speed, that feeling is just the best. Other than that, the ride is very, very short, if I'm going to be non-biased. At number 1, this is the best ride, and you already know what ride it is. This is the drum roll. It is Steel Vengeance. Whippity-doo, you probably knew that if you are a Cedar Point fan. Steel Vengeance is definitely, you're going to hear it, everyone's saying it, best ride, best ride, best ride, best ride. Oh, it's the best ride I've ever been on. Oh, it's the best ride. It is. For me, in my opinion, this is the best roller coaster I've ever been on in my life. Start to finish, the ride never slows down. You go through a brake trim. You think it's going to slow down the ride. Nope, it's not going to slow down the ride. You just keep going. Smooth as hell. I don't think I've ever been on a ride as smooth as Steel Vengeance. It has so much airtime, the most in the world apparently. It's voted the most airtime on a single full circuit roller coaster. You just keep coming out of your seats, going upside down on those inversions without any shoulder restraints, makes this ride feel so like it doesn't feel like you're on Earth when you're on this ride. It feels like you're riding a bull at sometimes. You're just coming out of your seat like you're riding a bull. It's just an amazing feeling. Just having that lap bar, you have a seatbelt, and then you have a lap bar that lap bar kind of covers over your knees, holds your legs into place into the seat, and you just come out of your seat all the time. That feeling is the best, and it's probably Rocky Mountain Construction's best creation, and Cedar Point definitely landed that, taking their old ride mean streak into one of the best roller coasters in the world. And yeah, this ride is just the best. I waited almost an hour and a half to ride it with my mom and dad, and they loved it, and I think it's worth the wait. Maybe not an hour and a half, but it's just so good. It's worth the wait. Whenever you go, you have to go on this ride. It's all the way in the back. It's going to be the longest wait all day, unless you go when they start releasing a new ride. Then, this is made in 2021, so if there's a new ride in the future, you might be waiting longer for that one instead of Steel Vengeance. But Steel Vengeance, oh my gosh, can they top that ride? I don't know. I have to see what Cedar Point releases soon, because that ride is the best ride in the park. 200 feet, 90-degree drop. That ride is just so good. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening all the way. If you made it all the way, thank you so much. And as you can see, this is probably the most dedication I could take, because it's definitely my favorite amusement park I've ever been to. Because of Cedar Point, I want to explore the world, to see all the awesome roller coasters around the world, just because how awesome Cedar Point is. It just definitely fueled my enthusiasm, my spirit, everything about roller coasters, everything about amusement parks. I'll go to Disney just because it's an amusement park. Even though it's just less thrilling, I still enjoy it. just because of Cedar Point. So thank you for watching and have a good day. Bye-bye.